my favorite songs are slow and sad. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Welcome to the Sad Song Queens podcast, where we dive deep into the songs that make us cry. I'm Laura Webb.
And I'm Lindsay Wolfington.
Today, we are talking with Chance Peña about his song, The Mountain Is You.
Chance Peña is a folk artist and producer from Tyler, Texas. He started playing music at age 8 and writing at 11. When he was 15, he appeared on the hit singing show The Voice. And at age 17, he signed a publishing deal and spent some time writing for Sync. Taking inspiration from folk artists such as the Lumineers, Codaline, Bon Iver, and Gregory Alan Isaacoff, Chance creates music described by some as flannel in the forest folk.
I love that. Now Chance's hard work has paid off. He is a huge artist with 7.7 million listeners on Spotify. He has been featured in several television shows, including Virgin River, yep, that one, Sullivan's Crossing, Love Island, yay, I love that show, and Grey's Anatomy. His songs have achieved immense success on social media. He has toured with the Lumineers, David Kushner, and Keahu, and is currently playing dates for his new album, When I Change My Mind, I Don't Mean It.
Today, we will be talking with Chance about his song, The Mountain Is You, which recently appeared in the latest season of Nobody Wants This. So grab those tissues and let's get into it, because we all need a good cry. And now, The Mountain Is You by Chance Peña.
I've become a figment of my imagination. That's why I run towards self-love and inner restoration. I hear your words in my head. You said the mountain is you, and only worry can bring me down. I'm scared to let go of what I'm scared to lose. I'm pouring out myself. I give it all for the view, and only worry can bring me down. You said the mountain is you. The mountain is you. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome, Chance. Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having
being
me.
here.
Happy to be here.
Happy to see you again. We were saying the last time we saw each other was around a campfire in Santa
Yeah,
Ynez
and
at a
that was
songwriting camp.
2024
I think
probably.
so.
Yeah.
I think
that was
so.
super fun.
Yeah.
And
Maybe 23.
we
Yeah,
wrote some
maybe.
great songs that week
Yeah,
too.
that
Well,
was
not
a fun
we.
week.
Yeah.
You wrote
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
great songs.
We just told you what the catalyst could be. And actually, we needed something for a show that it got canceled,
Yeah.
which it never even aired.
Uh-huh.
But you wrote us like a sexy, mysterious song.
Yeah.
And it's so good. And we still pitch it for other
Really?
things. And we're like, I want a project that we need the
Yeah.
so
That kind of darkness.
yeah.
there,
Whenever
Yeah.
it's time, it'll
I know.
follow
Yeah.
Oh,
along.
believe me.
But we used Forevermore in Sullivan's Crossing.
I like that song.
Yeah, that
I
was
remember
cool.
that one.
But I looked up last night. It's unreleased, so apparently some Reddit fans are like,
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's
Where's the
funny
song?
with sync stuff because like
Yeah.
I think before I really started looking at my artist project as something I'm really passionate about as far as releasing music goes.
Yeah.
I was just like making all kinds of different music, and so stuff gets synced, and where I'm like, now I don't. That's it's not in line with what I want to do now as an
Right.
artist.
Yeah.
Right.
But I remember I'd put out like songs would get synced, and people would DM me or you'd see it on Reddit or whatever. They'd be like, "You got to release that," and I'm like, never, not happening. Not that it's a bad song, but
Yeah. Well, we've seen some artists rename it. Like you could just name it
yeah, you do like a
like
little
a-
side.
Yeah.
side
Tyler,
project kinda
Texas or
thing.
something.
Yeah, just something.
That
there.
it's like because that's the thing we get I wouldn't say hate mail, but we get like, how dare you use a song and we can't get our
Yeah.
hands on it.
Well, I've been on that side of things too.
Yeah.
So many, especially when I was younger, I'd hear a song on a TV show and I just you can't find it. It doesn't
Right.
exist, and you just don't know how it works. You're like,
Right.
why?
Yeah.
How's it here? But it's not on my phone. You know?
And they almost become like rabid about it. It's like,
Totally.
Yeah. People email
yeah.
me. I don't know how they find my email, but
gosh.
they find it.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's a little
It might be
cray.
on my Instagram or YouTube or something.
Oh,
I need to take it down now.
yeah.
If it's
Maybe,
Right.
maybe, yeah.
there.
We gotta work
Yeah.
out.
Well, that song is so gorgeous. There's something. Tell me what that instrument is at the beginning. Is it a harmonium?
It's
That
a
just
pump organ.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So we were in Portland, Oregon. I can't remember the name of the venue, but it was my first headline tour at the beginning of 2024.
And congrats.
And thank you. And they had this pump organ in the green room. So we get to the venue. We're all like getting all the gear moved inside, and I'm sitting in the green room, and I just start playing it. And I'd played one before. Some family friends when I was a kid had one in their living room, so I would just
wow.
mess with it. Didn't really know.
Is it humongous?
No, it's honestly, it's probably like
Oh, okay.
that
Wait, so are you
big.
you're pumping with your hands
With
almost
your
like
feet. They're
Oh,
like
with your feet.
pedals on the
Okay.
ground. So
Oh,
you're
okay.
pumping. But I was just playing like the chords that you hear, and I was like, sounds really, I don't know, it's making me feel something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I just did a voice memo, put it on top of the organ, and just played for like a minute and a half.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, this is really, it's nice.
Yeah.
And I would listen to it like as we were driving the next few days. I was like, oh, maybe I could put this out as an instrumental on an EP or something like that. And then after tour, I got home and I was like, maybe I should just like use this in a song or something because it's like it feels really special. I think it needs.
So you recorded it in that moment, and that's what we're
Mhm.
hearing.
I just played it and recorded on my phone.
Oh,
And so you
wow.
hear like kind of like chimes and stuff in the background of that song, and
Uh-huh.
that's just people like moving gear in.
No
And it's in a
way.
church, so it's super echoey and it
Oh,
sounds like an
cool.
intentional sound, but it's just
Oh,
random
wow. That's really
stuff. When I was starting to write it, I write a lot. I write all the time, and sometimes there are just things, melodies, chord progressions, or lines that stick with me, and I've become a figment of my imagination. I just remembered that. I don't know when I first thought of that line,
Mm.
but as I was listening to this, trying to write a song with it, I was like, that's where this goes. And anyway, started there. But yeah, it's the pump organ.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it makes when you said it made me feel something. I'm like, yes, it's almost like a sound bath kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
feel the vibrations in
Yeah,
your body.
it's so
Yeah.
cool, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And it matches so well the beginning or the first half of the song when it's like kind of contemplative
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
before it takes off and goes next level. But
Yeah.
it's so cool because I feel it now. I felt it last night when I was listening.
Mhm.
Like sometimes things go through your body and they're
Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
your body needs to hear. In
That's
that
why I
moment.
love
Yeah.
that instrument. There's not many instruments that give me that feeling, at
Mhm.
Right.
least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it's the real deal.
I was saying it feels like a like a big hug.
It really does.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like the frequency, and it's almost like growling a little bit, the sound,
Yeah.
but it's gentle.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we'll
totally.
jump into our theories.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So my theory, I think the song starts out about being, yeah, that you be your own mountain. It's about you and your, especially when you say self-love and inner restoration. But I also think it could be implied that another person helped you realize that.
Mhm.
Perhaps someone you love, perhaps a girlfriend, but doesn't have to be. Um, the line "I'm pouring out myself, I'd give it all for the view" makes me kind of think about your life as an artist and,
Mhm.
like, people viewing you on when you're on stage, social media, and that the struggle of that,
Yeah.
which I can't even imagine that part. And just like you want to be an artist and you want people to like you, but it comes with you're pouring out your personal
Mhm.
feelings and that how do you toe that line. This person is also a mountain and helped you really in a dark time and was there for you. And I also think, like, especially when we go into the soaring part, there is an element of hope, but I do
Mhm.
also think it's sad.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious if you think the song's sad, but I think the way it just emotes so much feeling and there's beauty, that's why I feel it's sad.
Mhm.
And just, I think sometimes, I don't know, for whatever reason, like self love for myself is like, comes really hard.
Yeah.
And it makes me cry when when someone's like, "Be good to yourself," and I'm like,
Mhm.
so I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe that's just because I've contextualize it to my own feeling, but
No,
yeah.
100%. I think, I would consider a sad song half of it's sad, half of it's hopeful.
Okay.
Mhm.
'Cause I wrote it after, again, my first headline tour, and I had never really experienced that level of constant output
Mhm.
with my art. I'm a very introverted person.
Mhm.
I can be someone told me the term, what what was it? Not extroverted, but, like, outroverted or something. Like,
Uh-huh.
we're an introvert, but you can
Right.
flip the switch on and
Yeah.
go and be social and do your
Yeah.
thing. Um, but yeah, I think I was just like, I don't know who I am right now or
Mhm.
what I want or where I'm gonna go, where I wanna go. And so coming home and writing that song was just me being like, "Oh, what the hell?" You know, for lack of a better way to say it.
Yeah.
And I think the you said this in
Mhm.
that song is like it could be anybody. I think sometimes, especially when I'm feeling that way, I write and I say the things in my songs to myself that I would want somebody
Oh,
to say to me.
wow. I
Right.
like that.
You know? So just
Yeah.
like in that song, it could be your mom, it could be your partner, it could be God, it could be
Mhm.
whoever is an encouraging figure in your life. You know, even when
Mhm.
I would like write love songs when I was younger or heartbreak songs, the things that were said in the songs oftentimes were things I would want to hear,
I like that.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it's a sad song because it's just like, what am I doing?
Mhm.
I don't like feeling this way, but
Mhm.
I know that on the other side of this is something good. And I find oftentimes, validate your own feelings and feel what you feel and be open with the people you trust. Because I
Mhm.
think it's really easy to just want to keep it inside and bottle it up,
Mhm.
but then you just become this walking resentment towards life, towards yourself, towards whatever.
Mhm.
If you can just process that and let it out, whether it be through a song or through a phone call or talking to a friend,
Mhm.
you're gonna feel a lot better. But the idea of the mountain is you. Someone told me about a book called that, and I never read it.
Oh, okay.
But the mountain is you. Just that sentiment
Mhm.
is something I've thought about all the time, even before that. Just the idea that you're kind of your own greatest enemy at times.
Yes.
You
Yes.
get in your
Yeah.
own way, and if
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
kind of set that aside, and I think that's where being vulnerable with the people you care about and that care about
Mhm.
you, and processing your emotions as opposed to stuffing them down.
Mhm.
It's really where you grow. That's how you get out of your own way.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because you can
Mhm.
remove the ego, the hurt, the bitterness, all that, and kind of see the path ahead with clarity.
Mhm.
Um, so it was just like, I don't know, move forward with peace. You don't have to have all the answers right now,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be okay.
Do you feel
That's great.
now you wrote it a year and a half ago or 2
Yeah,
years?
almost 2 years.
Do you
Yeah, 2
feel
years
like
ago now.
you have really embraced that
Yeah,
or
I
as much as you
always
can?
mission or like work in progress. But mission accomplished to a certain extent because I think with anything in life, as you grow, as reach a new rung on the ladder,
Mhm.
there's another challenge ahead, you know? And maybe
Life will do that.
it's the old thing that just take a new form
Mhm.
in your life currently. It was funny because when I went on tour, just, there's not a lot of alone time. At least, we were in a van at the time, and So I was just like, I'm not introverted. I don't need alone time. And that was just like my way to cope. And so I kind of like just put that part of myself to the side.
Okay.
And as you do that for weeks, months at a time, and you get done, you're like, well, I don't know what to do with myself now because I kind of dismantled me to get through this
Oh,
experience.
interesting.
I've definitely gotten better about that.
Good.
Just learning how to take care of myself in those ways.
I-
Knowing when I need to be an introvert, knowing when
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to not output,
Right.
or knowing how to pour in yourself and whatever that may look like for you, and not putting pressure on yourself to be perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a few things I've learned in regard to this sentiment that have helped me just stay
Good.
happy.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
interesting because I feel like the beginning of this conversation was a little bit like the mountain is you, like you're awesome, you can do this, and then there's the mountain is you, you're your own worst enemy, you
Yeah.
stand in your way,
Mhm.
Yeah.
try, kind of your lyrics allude to like when you try to control things or get too
Mhm.
anxious. There is the lyric, Laura, you mentioned it. I was barely surviving, almost left the climb.
Mhm.
Like,
I know that one
was
really.
there a time where, I mean, I interpreted that as a little bit like it's great being a musician and touring and all that stuff, but it's hard. Do I almost give it up, or
Yeah.
am I overthinking that line?
No, I mean it's all that, because I think
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you do, especially being a musician or artist, I tend to relate to people who carve out their own path, because I think when you do that, you there's no rule book or like remedy list to be like, oh, when you're feeling this, do this, and everything will be okay. So you kind of just have to figure it out on your own. I've never once thought about doing something other than what I do, because there's nothing else I want to do.
Uh-huh.
There are times where it gets hard, and sometimes I'm like, maybe I don't want to tour.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
because before this tour, when I wrote this song, I was just, I was in my room. I was always in my room making music by myself, and it was
Mhm.
fun. And I'd go to the mountains, I'd go take pictures at national parks, and I'd come back and make a song. So like that was just kind of like my flow, I guess. And then so you throw having a successful song and touring becoming part of the picture, and that's different. You just don't have time to, be making music alone every day.
Mhm.
At least at the time, I didn't know how to make time for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, it was like, I think our third show on that first tour. And we got to the hotel, and I was like, I cannot do this
Yeah.
anymore, and because it was just so different. Because I'd gone from a place where it was very on my own time, go with the flow, just the ease and the beauty of being creative in your own space and just how fun that is, to being like, I don't know, being surrounded by all the pressure I put on myself of these people are coming to the show.
Right.
It needs to be perfect. It's got to be as best as I can possibly make it, and that's the only thing that matters. So, and
Mhm.
that's why I put all the other things that I really need to the wayside.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
So yeah, it was that, like, almost left the climb, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, I don't know, I guess doubting myself in the way of like, oh, can I do this?
Right.
Can I do this? And all the things that come with it.
Well, I have one question, and you don't have to answer, but I almost interpret it was that like deep depression where you're almost like contemplating ending it all?
No,
Or
it wasn't deep. I wouldn't
Okay.
even say it was depression. I think it was
Okay.
just anxiety and worry
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like, I want to do this. I know I'm supposed to do this, but how am I going to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's
Right.
the question, because I could go and play 200 shows a year and like that just be that, and
Yeah.
find whatever way to get through that. Might not be healthy ways.
Right.
Or as I've gotten older, I've learned that you don't have to say yes to everything.
Right.
And I think
We're learning that too.
Yeah.
we always,
We're learning
all
it
of us
in our
are.
40s.
Yeah, because I think especially when you care about what you do, an opportunity comes your way, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I got to make the most of this. It'd
Yeah.
be crazy not to.
Right.
And there's been things where I'm like, on paper, it makes so much sense, and it's such a good thing for me to do. But like in my being, it's my intuition's saying no, no. And the times where I've fought that feeling, I'm just not happy. It's like there's just a sense of dread around something that should be exciting. So to me, I've learned to use that as a gauge to be okay with saying no.
Yeah.
If on paper it looks good, but in your heart it's a no,
Right.
then it's a no.
I forget who says it's like, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
totally love that. Like,
It's
I've
so
started
good.
to try to do that.
Except for licensing. No, just kidding.
Yeah, but there are some
Yeah,
things where
that's
like,
always hell yes.
yeah, there are some things where it may not be a hell yes, but
Yeah.
it's still a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I just look for those gut checks. If your gut's like, hey, that's not aligned with you. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Like, does
Yeah.
this opportunity, this whatever, align with you as a person, with your goals for your career, your life. And if
Mhm.
it does, it may not be the most fun thing, but if it aligns, then maybe you should do it.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. That's probably something we should all be thinking about. But I do feel that as an artist, someone like you're building a brand in a
Mhm.
way too. So it forces you to focus on what is that? What is
Yeah.
what are you
Yeah.
aligned with?
Yeah, you want to be intentional
Right.
about it all, especially for me in my art. 'Cause there's just so many different things you can do and so many different ways you can do them as an artist.
Right.
Even you look at like what I want my music videos to look like, or even
Mhm.
silly stuff like what's the vibe of my Instagram or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, of
Because
course. Yeah.
You've got like a shadowy, like fuzzy outline vibe
Yeah.
to your Instagram.
that's just because
Yeah.
I don't care to be on social media, and I'm like,
Right.
this is a way where I can make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Do what
me.
works for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so those things, for me, the most important is the music and how it's recorded. And oftentimes I find
Mhm.
like I can't really articulate what the goal is until I've made something and been like, see, this is what I was talking about.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is why I like working by myself a lot.
The touring thing has come up so many times in conversations with musicians. It's
Yeah.
like, I think it's a grind for a lot of people,
Mhm.
even though when you're on stage, you probably love the performing of it all.
Oh yeah, that's the effortless part.
Right.
Yeah.
Effortless, interesting.
Yeah.
But then it's the moving from city to city, not having a home base. Is that like what
Yeah, that's
what
the
makes
hardest
it so
part.
hard?
I
Mhm.
love having a routine,
Right.
Yeah.
just waking up in your own bed. You have all your little things or whatever, you
Yeah.
can go run in your park.
Yeah.
Right.
You can go to the gym. You have your groceries and you can make dinner tonight.
Right.
Like those things are nice. When you're on tour, you can kind of finesse semblances of that, but
Mhm.
it's not the real thing. And it's not the real thing. And you can
Mhm.
I just kind of compartmentalize that.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't have a kitchen, but I can like boil eggs in an air fryer, eat some yogurt in the morning. I'm like, that's good enough.
Right. Yeah.
And you
Do
can
you guys
do
bring
that.
a air fryer on tour, or it's in your rider?
No, I bought one.
Oh, you just bring it.
No, because I would eat out and like drink every
Yeah.
night, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's not good.
No.
So
No.
I started. I realized if I have the little consistencies
Yeah.
on tour, it just makes me feel good.
Yeah, and you were saying before we started, we were just happened that you have now started to get your own groceries and go to Whole Foods. and-
Yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah. It just makes it like I just know if I can have the breakfast I'd make for myself at home on the tour
Mhm.
bus, it's a little better day
It's a
than it
little
would be
it's
otherwise.
a taste of home. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
What helps the grind of touring? Like
Mm.
I think Ash was talking about, or maybe it was Phineas was like, "Well, do like I'll do a 6-week run."
I think
That's
they both kind
manageable.
of came to that.
Yeah.
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 They were like, whatever, like 35 shows in a row. I can't remember the exact number, but they're like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I got to limit it. I got to take breaks, like 2
Mhm.
weeks in between, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
Or is it better to be like, I'm
Just
just
get it
these
all
3
done.
months, I'm just out and I'm accepting that.
Well, so this past year we did kind of that. We did like 6 weeks with the Lumineers. We had a week off. Did about 4 weeks with Tom Odell right after that.
Oh, we
Amazing.
love both.
So we
We've had
finished-
Tom on,
Yeah.
and we want the Lumineers
Lovely
on.
dude.
Yeah.
And Lumineers are amazing
I
people
know.
as well.
Yeah.
We finished with the Lumineers on October 14th. Our first show with Tom in Europe was October 21st.
Oh, amazing.
So I had like 3 days at home and then flew. And then it's like, I think when you string it together like that, I can only hold on for so long,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, I'm tired, you know?
Yeah, and jet lag.
And not just like,
and-
oh, I'm
yeah.
sleepy, I don't want to work today. It's just like my body and my soul are telling me to go home and recharge and
Yeah.
like invest into myself as a person.
Yeah.
And then so we did that, and then we had like a week and a half off, and then went to Australia.
Oh, wow.
And then each time I would come home, I'd see my parents, and I just wasn't happy. Like
Mm.
not displeased with what I'm doing in my career or shows or anything like that, but just like I just really needed time to recenter myself. And I
Mhm.
just knew I wasn't gonna have that. And it's hard to do that when you're like, I'm home for 3 days and then I'm gonna be gone for another month. And so
Mhm.
it's like I might as well just keep the switch on just so I can stay in it and just get through it.
Mhm.
But as soon as when I went home for Christmas after Australia, my mom's like, "You're so happy now." I'm like, "'Cause I don't have any more shows to do for a while."
And you can just create.
I can just create. I
Yeah.
can be with my people. I can live. I can
Yeah.
sleep in my own bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make eggs on the stove and not the air fryer.
Hey.
So yeah, it's just little things like that. Ideally, I would love to do like 2 weeks, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Do it
Right.
like that. But we'll get there.
I heard that the Lumineers were one of your early inspirations
Yeah.
for music.
Yeah.
How cool to tour with them.
I know. Was that just a pinch me moment?
It was the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time. It was just a beautiful experience, and they're all cool people. The first show, we pull up, and it's just like a little camp set up in in the back of the venue and stuff. So it was cool to be there and met some of the people from the band, and we were doing sound check, and then Wes, the lead singer, I was gonna sing a song with them during their set that night. So he comes up and we're talking, and we like run through the song, and he's like, usually like before our set we'll get together and jam a little bit if you want to come do that with us. And inside I was like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my god, inside.
Totally.
But it was just cool. And immediately we felt just at home.
That's
That's
great.
awesome.
Which you don't always get that on the road with whoever you might be with, So to be with my musical heroes and just be in that company and just be treated like just very well,
Yeah.
and respected and just welcomed
Yeah.
was like, it could have been the complete opposite, and I still would have loved it and been happy to be there.
Yeah.
But the fact that they treated me and not just me but my entire band and crew like you're one of us,
Yeah.
which I think is a special thing and a very professional thing.
Yeah.
Too. Like we never wanted for anything we didn't have.
Yeah.
They made sure we had everything we needed.
That's nice.
But yeah, that was a dream.
Did you tell them that their music meant a lot to you, or were you too shy?
No, when I first met Wes, he was like, "Do you need the lyrics?" 'Cause we're singing Charlie Boy, and I was like, "Dude, I've been listening to this album for 14 years."
Aw.
And he was just like, "Right on."
That's really
When
sweet.
did you discover them, and what was it about their sound that got to you?
I remember it. I was
Aw.
12 or 13. I was sitting on my stairs playing guitar, singing a song, and my dad came home. He was like, "Hey, a friend of mine." He had his iPod. A friend of mine
Oh yeah.
showed me this band called the Lumineers. They remind me of the music you like. I think you'd like them.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, Dad, you don't know it's cool."
Right.
Yeah,
I know.
Dad.
Yeah,
And then he like
always.
left me his iPod, and I started listening to him. I was like, "Oh, they're pretty cool."
Yeah.
And then so we would just go to their concerts, and yeah, it was definitely a full circle moment because they were always my, I think, inspirations as far as how I play guitar or
Yeah.
how I write and sing and stuff, and in a subconscious way, like they were just that for me, like to
Mhm.
somebody how Bob Dylan might be,
Sure.
it was just the music that always
Yeah.
reached me in that way.
Yeah.
We when Lindsay was like 8 months pregnant,
Mhm.
they were doing and it was just like
It was their first album. I
Yeah.
was like, these guys are amazing. They're playing the Hotel Cafe. Laura,
Which
you
is-
want to come with me?
and I'm like, you're 8 months pregnant. Like
Yeah.
what? Like I'm tired. and she like standing and being so pregnant.
Yeah.
I just remember we loved it, and they're such an amazing live show. Like,
Oh,
and we were
insane.
like, and just see him in the Hotel
And
Cafe.
Yeah,
such
but
a
that was
tiny
crazy
venue.
too.
Yeah,
it was so cool.
awesome.
But then Lindsay's like, okay, I am a little tired of standing. And she's like, can we go get cupcakes? Because like Sprinkles had
Oh,
just
you
done the
left
ATM.
early?
ATM. No, we didn't leave early because
We
Okay.
didn't?
the great
Okay.
thing about Hotel Cafe was it was like a half-hour show.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I think it was an early show and it ended early.
Oh,
so
okay,
we were
okay.
like, what
Okay,
do
we
you
didn't
do at
leave
9
early.
p.m. when you're pregnant?
You go
And
get cupcakes.
Yeah.
you go to
I was
Beverly
like, I
Hills
will
Sprinkles
endorse
ATM.
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we can't deny a pregnant woman
No.
her cupcakes.
The other thing that you and Wes have in common is he actually wrote a song for Virgin River last year that we
Oh, really?
used.
that's
Like a
cool.
character needed to sing a song.
That's dope.
I think you wrote a demo for it too, or sent over
Okay.
a possibility. But
Big Dog beat me out.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty amazing. Like the demo, he like was just
I
like
think
him
you
and a
sent
guitar.
me Chances, and I really liked it.
Yes, it
I
was
mean,
a gorgeous song.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
So many good things came in. I was like, let's make a whole soundtrack of these. But
Yeah.
That's gotta be a hard part of y'all's job. Like, has there ever been like one where you just really hung up on, like, I can't decide between these three or?
Well, the interesting thing is not ultimately my decision; it's my showrunners.
Okay.
So that I'm glad of that because I have had situations where they're like, "Well, you just pick," and I'm like, "Well, I sent you 4 because I like all 4."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you
You
know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are songs like from that batch that I would just like keep in mind for any other seasons
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because
know?
you're like, I love these.
So-
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, because a big moment for fans is when you covered "I Won't Give Up" for us, which is the first moment
Yeah.
Jack and Mel kiss in
Aw.
season 1.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember like doing that cover? And
I do remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Was it-
think. How long ago was that? I'm trying to
I
remember where I
mean,
would
it
have
was
recorded
before
Was it season 1? or
COVID. It was season
two?
1, so we're
Oh.
I was-
season 7 comes out next month. So 7
Oh.
years
It was
ago,
before
probably.
COVID. Dang. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was in Texas. I was at home. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And I read that you you were on The Voice, which we can
Mhm.
talk about that if you want or not. But
Yeah.
We can a little bit.
Okay,
It's always
yeah.
funny because like
Yeah.
when I'm home or depending on the person, like I think if you're exposed to the greater music industry as a whole, it's like, oh, whatever, The Voice, cool, nice.
right.
Yeah.
But when someone's like, I don't know, like in Tyler or something, and that the voice gets brought up, that's like the biggest deal. They're like 3 gold records, doesn't matter. The voice though.
That they've
Oh,
seen you
right.
on TV.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that was 11 years ago.
I mean, and you were 15.
Ask away. Any
Wow.
questions you guys have?
Well, I guess a little bit what was that like? And then I thought it was cool that what you did after that was took some time to just like perform and write,
Mhm.
hone your craft. And as part of honing your craft, like writing songs for sync,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I don't think is like a model people normally think about. And I'd love to know how that helped you.
Yeah. Well, the voice was just, I made some good friends. It opened my eyes to the possibilities of this being a real career. Because
Mhm.
before that, I mean, I was still playing like bars and stuff
Mhm.
in Tyler and making, a couple $100 a night on the weekends. And
But at 14,
at
that's a
14,
big
I
deal.
I had a
know.
little
Yeah.
bank bag, like Austin bank bag with like $800 in it, it's just saving
Hey.
up.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And did the voice, and I was like, oh, this is a real career. Because
Mhm.
at the time, especially at 15 and not having ever been exposed to like, call it Hollywood, for lack of a
Mhm.
better term, just the
Mhm.
industry, I
Mhm.
was like, this is attainable. This isn't just
Mhm.
on my phone or on TV or in the movies. It's a
Mhm.
real thing. And so I think I left with that feeling.
Mhm.
And I knew like just because you're on a TV show, it don't mean anything. It's cool in the moment. It's not gonna
Right.
change your life.
Right.
And so I left.
Tell
and
that to Kelly Clarkson. No,
Yeah.
just
Well,
kidding.
okay.
Yeah.
Back then,
Yes,
yes.
totally.
Back
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's oversaturated
No,
now.
it
agree,
is, and it
agree.
was
Yeah.
at the time. But
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, like that was
Yeah.
the time.
Well,
Right.
that
And-
was like everyone watched, now there's so many options, but everyone
Yeah.
would tune in. There were only like
Yeah.
4 channels or whatever,
But like in the
yeah.
beginning of those
Yeah.
shows, it's a different story. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
be saying any of the things I'm saying about my experience
Yeah.
now because
Yeah.
it was so different.
Right.
But for me, it was that. So I got done, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna do it better. And so I kept writing. I kept playing my little gigs, and a family friend of my dad's best friend growing up, his brother, is a man named Wayne Davis, and just which Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
uh,
I didn't realize
I
that.
read
That's
this,
how.
yeah,
last
at
night.
Secret
I
Road.
real-
And so
Oh.
I was in LA doing something with the friend I'd made on The Voice, like playing a show or something, like a
Uh-huh.
tiny thing. And we're leaving. My mom's with me. And so my dad hits up his buddy who hits up Wayne, his brother, and is like, hey, he knows my dad. It's like, his son is wanting to get into music. Do you think you'd sit with them and give him some pointers? So that's kind of what we did. I went to the Secret Road office and we did that. Just asked him my questions at the time. I don't
Yeah.
think I had a sense of direction other than I like doing this and I want to make a career out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like, entertained my questions and was like, keep going, essentially. And I'm sure he would remember that differently as far as the timeline and stuff. But for me, in my head, it's like 3 months go by and he's like, come to Nashville, set you up some sessions, see how that goes. Did that, went well, and I started working with Secret Road. At this point, I don't know if I had, if Lynn Grossman and I had talked yet. I'm sure I was on a radar.
Right.
But eventually, writing for Sync and all that led to me meeting Lynn, and she managed me and
Who's the
still managed
best?
me.
And
Lynn is
just
the
you
best.
meet her.
They're pretending
You
like
meet
she's
her
not right over there.
immediately.
We like Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's the best. And I think like all those little connections are so crazy to me because couldn't have planned it,
Right.
Right.
and just my dad's best friend's brother happened to be Wayne,
That's so funny.
and he wasn't like, all right, we're giving you a deal because you're family. It was just like, I'll give you some time
Yeah.
because of the connection.
Yeah.
And then that just turned into a bigger working relationship. I'd like to think through merit, and because I'm like,
think
this is an
so.
opportunity, kind of I was
Yeah.
talking earlier, like
Yeah.
took advantage of it.
Yeah.
And beautiful things came. I remember when I got my first sync, I was 17 years old. It was for a show called Nashville.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh, what song?
It was either like called I Won't Give. No, not I Won't Give Up. It was On My Way. On My
Okay.
Way is what it
Oh,
was.
amazing.
It's one of my first songs I wrote in a session in Nashville. And I think Hayden Panettiere,
Oh, so
Yeah.
they sang it. Yeah.
she sang it.
Oh, that's great. Wow,
character.
amazing.
And we were pulling up to my brother's high school football game, and I got the email, and I was just like, and I can't remember how much money it was, but like more money than I'd seen
Sure.
at the time.
Right.
And I was just like, all right, it's on. We're doing this now. And so that led to me learning how to produce just through a friend of mine to this day, I still send him mixes I'm working on. Just taught me how to. His name's Steven Schmolt, super talented.
Yeah, we know Steven.
Yeah,
Oh,
I forget
right,
y'all know everybody. Beats by
yeah.
Breakfast.
Oh, he's the
It's
best.
my
He's so
boy.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
But
meet him when you were in Nashville?
yeah,
Okay,
he was
yeah.
my first session ever,
Oh,
actually.
you know, we had him write. We worked on this musical for Nickelodeon called Monster High, and he wrote us songs.
Yeah.
He was so good with our cast
Yeah.
because they were on cameras, like they were all original songs because
Yeah.
it's a musical.
And they were all like 18 or
And
19.
everybody, like our director, producers were all like, he is so good
Yeah.
with talent.
That's
Like,
awesome.
yeah, he really is.
He's
So,
the best.
yeah, we love Steven.
But he showed me how to use a compressor and Logic Pro. I didn't had no experience with that. I was using GarageBand before that. He's like, "Oh, dude, time to level up." And I would record things, and my earliest releases, like, well, I don't know what it would be.
Up,
Hey,
Up and Away.
Hey Lovely, Up and Away.
Okay.
I used Up Up and Away
A lot of people
on
use-
Siren, I want to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I
You
did.
definitely have a siren use.
I-
I saw
Yeah.
this
So
thing.
that got
I
a
think it was that one.
sync in the movie called 5 Feet Apart in
Oh, yeah.
2019. I was actually doing a
Yeah.
session with Steven when I got the email,
Oh,
and they had some notes, and I was like, "What do you think they mean by this?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Probably this." And so finished the song, but I mean, "The Mountain Is You" I sent to him because I mixed it. And
Uh-huh.
he's always so good about being an extra ear for me when I've lost perspective after working on the
Oh, that's
song
good, yeah.
over and over again. So he'll be like, I don't know, the vocal needs an EQ cut at 2400 hertz and blah, blah, so just different things like that. And I'm like, all right.
So
Because
good.
and then it gives me a jumping off point of I hear this song in a different way now. It's no longer
Yeah.
objective. So to have somebody who I just trust wholeheartedly when it comes to that stuff, especially,
Yeah.
to be like, here's a roadmap of things I think would help.
Right.
and then to go
That's so
from there.
nice to have that. I love when stuff sounds like live. You
Mhm.
know, I really, I mean, a great pop song is a great pop song, but I don't know. There's just something because you feel like you're in the room with them, you know?
Yeah, and I think there's so many different ways to record it to get that feeling. You could, go live in with a band and do it
Mhm.
that way. I think for me, I've not had much experience doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've always done it either with a buddy or on my own. But the way I like to record, I play everything I play it all the way through. Because you can always play it on chorus one and then fly it to the second one. I just play it all the way through. I don't like the comp vocals. I'll sing it till I get it.
Oh,
If
really?
there's like a pop or something in the
Yeah.
background, I'll fix that. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I always want it to feel like, especially now, I just want it to feel real.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be
Right.
perfect. Because the times where I've had a song and I do a bounce and I listen, I'm like, oh, this feels so good. And then I go back and try to make it perfect or
Mhm.
clean it up. It just loses
Yeah.
whatever is lost. You know what I mean?
I feel like that makes perfect sense because there's such an organicness to your
Mhm.
sound.
Yeah.
And when I think of the word organic, I think like I can hear people touching instruments.
Mhm.
It's not coming out of a computer.
Like
Yeah.
like of a piano and you hear that you're on with the pedal. I just, or the machinery of the piano. I just love all that. Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
cool. And like the other night, I was going through old songs I'd worked on when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I have like
You
10
need to
10
send
years.
us all of them. No.
Yeah.
10 years of music that I've just messed with, random beats and things like
Mhm.
that. Like, I used to rap on stuff just for
Oh,
fun.
wow.
Get
Or
out.
I'd be making
Aw.
beats and things like that. So to hear from where I went to where I am, or where I started to where I am now,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's really cool to like. I don't know why I took that journey for
Right.
myself the other night,
Yeah.
but it was good.
Yeah.
But I don't use MIDI instruments anymore. Just everything live. Whereas when I was younger, I didn't know how to play
Right.
all these things. I didn't know how to record acoustic guitar, so it was
Yeah.
all just like use a plugin to do that, and
Right.
it just feels different. And everyone has their own ways, and the different kinds of music you might make require different things. But for me, if there's something in the background because I recorded it in my bedroom or the hallway or whatever,
Mhm.
at least for this project I'm working on right now, that's cool. And if there's a hiss from the amp or because the AC, I forgot to turn it off, that's there. All right,
That's
just
cool.
vibe it,
Yeah.
leave it in.
Are you working? I know you're kind of still touring on your most recent album. Are you
Mm.
making a new album too?
Okay, so it was gonna be an album, and then maybe it's gonna be. I try to adjust accordingly so I don't overwhelm myself in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot. I don't know, probably like 6 or 7 recordings almost done now. So that could easily be singles. Sit on it, end up with 12 for an album or whatever. So I don't know.
Right.
Could be an
Yeah.
album, could be an EP, could be 2.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So are you, did you come up with this or did fans come up with this, the flannels in the forest music or?
I don't know. I've never
Have
heard
you
that.
heard
Oh.
this?
No.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
What is that?
It was like
the name for your style of music.
Yeah.
Flannels in the forest.
Flannels in the
Folk?
forest.
Was folk in there?
yeah, or folk, yeah. So I'm like, is the
Flannels in the
is
forest.
the
It makes
EP gonna
sense,
be
right?
like leather jackets in the on the motorcycle? I'm just kidding. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, do you approach it or like each album you're doing something different? I mean, always it's
think-
gonna be. But,
I think it's always different because your sound evolves and your interests change. That's a good. I really don't think about it.
okay.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I just know it feels right.
Yeah,
If
okay.
it feels right, then that's what it's gonna be. Now, and I've always been this way. Of just you make something, you feel something, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I think at times, especially working on albums, I'm like, oh, but this song's too different from because this was really
Right.
folky. This one's kind of rocky. But ultimately, I just let that go
Yeah.
because it's, again, if it made me feel something, then that's all it
Yeah.
really needs to do.
I like, when we listen to full albums, we still do, but
I do too.
yeah, but I like when there's variety of like,
Yeah.
I like,
Yeah,
it's
not
good
feeling-
treat for your ears.
Mhm.
Because sometimes when it's all kind of all the same,
Mhm.
it's hard to differentiate,
Yeah.
just as we're like scrolling through stuff. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this one, it'll be familiar, but pushed in a little way.
Okay.
And I think I worked on some of the songs with my buddy. I've been doing most of them on my own now. And so whatever shape that takes, I don't know. But I find when I work on things by myself, they tend to have a specific feeling sonically. Like The Mountain Is You, or I'm Not Who I Was, or In My Room, or Sleep Deprivation.
Mhm.
So it kind of feel like that. I think
Mhm.
an elevated version of my older songs, but they feel familiar, feel like home, at least to me.
That's awesome.
I'm Not Who I Was is gorgeous. I
Yeah.
think it's like one of your most popular songs.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that song. What does it mean to you?
That song, me and some buddies, we were writing. We just like wanted to do an EP, just us three, and it's my buddy Hayden and my buddy Jeremy, who goes by Sarcastic Sounds, and Hayden and I put out a song called How Long, How Low. That
And what's Hayden's last name?
Hubers, but his
Okay.
artist name is Hayden.
Oh, okay.
So we put that song out last year, but while we were recording that, we wrote I'm Not Who I Was. We had like did like some vocals or something, and Jeremy had his headphones on, and so me and Hayden were just sitting in silence. Hayden was like, "I'm gonna go downstairs real quick, I'll be back." And so I just start playing the guitar, which was the opening chords. I'm Not Who I Was, and as he's walking out of the room, he's like, "What is that? It's nice." And I was like, "I'm just making it up." So he came back in, and Jeremy took off his headphones and wrote the song in like 40 minutes.
Amazing.
And at the time, I was like, I want to put something out. I just don't really have anything that is really resonating with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we wrote that, and I said to myself, I'm gonna record that. And I
Yeah.
did that week, and I posted a Instagram reel. Didn't do anything, and I was like, okay, I still like the song. I'm gonna put it out. And I posted another one, and I remember thinking, for some reason, this one's gonna do something.
Do you play it
Oh.
live in the video, or you're putting it over something? Like you're taking.
I
the
think I
recording?
used a video of me and Hayden playing some other song, and I just put the recording over the video and did like a caption or something about loving yourself or who you used to. I don't know, social media things.
Because
Yeah.
I remember for The Mountain Is You, the first time I heard it, you had posted it, and I
Mhm.
literally forwarded it
To
to
me
Secret Road, and
and
I was
me.
like, "Need this as soon as possible,
Yeah,
please."
Yeah.
I haven't placed it yet, but
I know.
it just said it feels.
You know, it's
like
funny.
A
The
sing
song is doing really well, but it's not had like its moment. Yeah.
The Mountain Is You.
Mhm.
Listen,
Yeah.
I talked to Len. Though Nobody Wants This. It was a really good use, I thought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh
think-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a big show.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you
just happy
ever-
the
Yeah.
song's getting listened to.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch your placements?
You don't?
Like, no
Sometimes.
interest.
Okay.
No,
Like
I
the
mean,
first time, probably.
Truthfully, I don't watch a lot of things.
Okay.
I watched like movies from my childhood over and over again. There's a handful of TV shows that I watch.
yeah?
What are your comfort watches?
Yeah.
Nacho Libre,
Aw.
Elf around Christmas time, Interstellar's a great go-to,
Mhm.
but not all the time. Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I think those favorite movies of all time.
Do Lord of the Rings hold up? I mean, I remember seeing them when they
because it's
came out.
practical effects.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can see some holes, now in 2026.
Sure.
You can see it a little
Yeah.
bit, but still great.
Okay. Yeah. I loved the books too. They're amazing.
Never read the books.
They're good. They're very good.
I've heard that. Well, I was in 8th grade, and I wanted to. So we you got assigned your reading for a semester
Yeah.
based on your reading level, which
Oh.
whatever the hell that means. I can read,
Yeah. I know, right?
and I don't remember what book I got, but I wanted to read The Hobbit,
yeah.
and my English teacher's like, "Oh, your reading level's not high enough. You can't read that."
I mean, it's like 400 pages or something. isn't
No,
it?
would've
The
read
Hobbit
the
isn't.
whole
I don't
thing.
think The
I don't know how
Hobbit
long
is.
that
Oh,
is.
maybe
I don't
not.
think so.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
now I don't read books a lot.
Did
Yeah.
you read The Hobbit?
No, because I wasn't
Oh.
allowed to.
Oh,
Well,
we read it
now-
in school. I remember that. But they never did levels.
I know. I thought
I'm
that
like,
was
that was
silly.
weird.
I might
But
be
I
misremembering.
think
Yeah.
it's more about like speed and comprehension. They're testing that stuff. All
She's
the time.
and I was the kind
Yeah.
of kid where I was just messing around in class all the time. So she's probably like, "There's no way this kid
You
is
can
gonna
hold-
finish this book in 4 weeks."
Right.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyway,
Do you remember what you read instead?
no, I have no idea.
Okay.
I would have remembered if I read the Hobbit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know you would have.
Now you know
Yeah.
what you can bring on tour this summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or do an audio.
like
you know what? Audiobooks are
Audiobook.
amazing.
I started listening
Yeah.
to on tour the Silmarillion, which is basically Tolkien's world building of just all
Oh.
the lore and the history of Middle Earth on Audible. Which
Oh,
that's
wow.
Okay,
it's so long, and I didn't do very much of it, but it's interesting.
that's
But I
cool.
like watching the Lord of the Rings on tour
Okay.
because I'm like, that's me. I'm Frodo.
Yeah,
You know,
of
like I'm on a
course.
journey too.
The mountain is
Going to
you.
Mount Doom, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Full circle.
Oh, that's cool.
One of the songs on your new album that I like, we go through and listen to a bunch. We're like, which one is the saddest?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I loved, it was an instrumental track, but Home
Home is
is
where
where the
your
heart is.
Yeah.
Is where your heart
Or
is.
the heart. I don't remember.
And then I read about you liking the Lumineers, and one of my favorite songs of theirs is Patience, which is just that instrumental
Oh yeah,
track.
I love
right?
that's
That's
like
like
one
a-
of my favorite things to play on piano. 'Cause
Really?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, and I think like that's Jeremiah Freites in the Lumineers who wrote that.
Yeah.
I imagine. I'm
I
assuming. 'Cause
imagine too, yeah.
That just sounds like his piano. When we were on tour, we were talking about a score that he had done for The Long Walk, the Stephen
Yeah.
King adaptation. And I just told him like his piano playing is his voice. Like it's as
Mhm,
distinctive
mhm.
as, somebody's voice.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, when I hear you play piano, I know it's you.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
can hear that in the score, and Patience especially. I remember listening to that album when I was 16. I got done with a gig the night it came out.
Oh, wow.
So I got in my car and I listened to it the whole way home and just sat in the driveway, listened to it over and over again. But yeah, that song stuck out to me immediately.
What
It's
album is
so
that one
good.
from?
Cleopatra.
Yeah, the one with Ophelia.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
It's the last
Okay.
track. Of course it is.
Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
only a minute and a half. Which is kind of like Home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that song gave me a similar feeling. I
Yeah.
was like, sometimes instrumental tracks are just
It's just
what
nice.
you need.
Yeah.
That song started nowhere close to where it finished. It was like some random like Mellotron thing, just holding a chord with me and my buddy singing like some random melody
Mhm.
when we were 17 over it. And so that song just doesn't exist anymore. But I like had that in a Logic session, and I opened that up, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. Maybe I should have somebody play strings on it." So I had somebody play strings on it, and I was like, I don't know. And so I muted what I originally had, just left the strings, and I started recording guitar to it. And I was like, I just like the guitar, and I muted the strings. And then now it's just a completely different song.
And then there's harmonica. Is that you too?
Yeah, I played everything, and I
Mm.
just started playing. So I did lap steel, I did like this tenor guitar I have, I did harmonica and bass. And I was like, well, it's a new song now, but it sounds really pretty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I sent it to a buddy, and he's like, feels like coming home.
Oh.
And I
Oh.
was like, all right, home is where the heart
Thank you
is.
for the
Because
title.
initially, that's what I was gonna call the album,
Okay.
and so I just gave it to that song and changed the album name.
I think a lot of your lyrics and your music playing is vulnerable, and that's what really resonates with
Mhm.
people about it.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you?
I don't know. I think I'm a pretty open person.
Mhm.
I think I'm just naturally vulnerable, especially with music.
Mhm.
But as far as what that means to me, I guess it's affirmation.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm glad it comes off that way
Mhm.
because I think I always want to encourage people to be vulnerable.
Mhm.
And like I was saying earlier, like especially with the people that care about you,
Mhm.
because I think it can really hurt relationships and yourself if you're not.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever have a good cry? Or put on music to have a good cry?
I don't ever sit down and like I'm gonna cry right now on purpose, you know.
We do.
I'm trying to remember the last time I cried. I wouldn't say I don't cry.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Do you ever
So-
cry when you write a song?
Very rarely. The other day, actually, there's maybe I'll share the details on the song, but there was just a line that I was listening to a voice memo I had done, and just just kind of family stuff I was feeling, and there's what was it? I can't remember what the line was, but I heard it back as I was like setting up the mics to record it, and it like just almost brought me to tears.
Oh, wow.
Basically, it's just about feeling a responsibility to take care of the people you love,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and wanting to do that well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the first time, and it feels like conceited to make my own lyrics made me cry, but
I think you feel it and you want it to come from that authentic place.
it was I was listening to that voice memo, just setting up. I was like, maybe I'll spend all day recording this. Maybe I'll just do it some other time. And that line hit me. I was like, I'm doing this all today.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You crying to a voice note, like that's impressive if a voice note can hit you like that.
It was just the line. It was like I could have just been a poem being read to me, and I think it would have hit me the same way.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
cool.
So
Were you
maybe-
into poetry when you were young?
No, never.
Okay.
Never. And for some reason, I've started to see writing songs more as poetry than I ever have
Yeah.
Totally is.
before. But no, I was never a big reader.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I just always listen to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really been my only intake. I dabble in books every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm not very consistent.
Yeah.
My attention span is pretty fleeting, unless I'm actively doing something, or if I'm listening to something all day. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
I often for my I go walk my dog and we end up I listen on my walks and
Yeah.
it's really nice. Like I've gotten into audiobooks almost to the point that now it's hard to read.
Yeah.
But I like just listening and like picturing
Well, I
it.
think also there was like a stage of life I reached, and part of it was during COVID, where I like rediscovered reading fiction because it was an escape.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, right, like I can go to another world. And sometimes that's music.
Yeah.
But now that music's also our job,
Yeah.
it became books,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
Or podcasts.
yeah.
I like podcasts. One of
Yeah.
these days,
Yeah,
I'm
what
gonna
podcast
become
do
an
you like?
avid reader.
Other than Sad Song Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Sad Song Queens. I've been listening to Modern Wisdom a lot.
Ooh,
Who's that one?
I can't remember his last name, Chris. But it's just basically he just has, I put it in layman's terms, I guess, just wise people come on. And it's just
Yeah.
interesting, all the different perspectives. You know, they might be a professional in neuroscience, or they had Russ on, or he had John Bellion on.
Oh, wow.
cool.
And so, like, just hearing all these different perspectives, maybe it's something like with music, I know about that, or just
Yeah.
something like neurology, no clue, but it's interesting.
So cool.
Mhm.
And just to get to hear people share their journey, I guess, is really interesting. Another one's Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very
We like
similar.
that one.
So it's
Yeah.
similar to that.
Yeah.
But I just love stuff like that. I love hearing people talk about their lives and their journey and their thoughts on the world and the future, because I feel like it enhances my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like stuff like this too.
Yeah.
Or even having hard conversations, I've learned to love those.
Yeah.
Because if you approach it with a good heart, whatever kind of conversation, you're going to grow.
Yeah.
You're going to grow.
I know. I think we all need to just talk more and like
Yeah.
look each other in the eye.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Theo
Yeah.
Vaughn's podcast. I haven't listened to it so much lately, but I
Okay.
used to listen to it all the time.
Okay.
It's hilarious. Yeah, I'd say those three probably.
Okay. Good. That's great.
What about your favorite sad songs? Tell us.
But it's B.W. Stevenson is his name. It's a song called
Oh.
On My Own. He's this guy from I don't know too much about him, but he was born in Dallas, Texas. He died young. I think he died in the late 70s.
Oh, okay.
Only has a couple records. But to me, it's a song about, and it's very obscure. Like a friend of my dad's told him about it. He told me about it.
Another one of your dad's suggestions.
I know he's
Look
got
at
good
that.
taste and good connections for
Yeah.
good taste.
Yeah.
To me, and to be honest, I didn't really dissect the lyrics until last night because I wanted to talk about it today because I think
Yeah.
it's such a special song. But the feeling it always gave me, it's just a song about moving on and letting go. There's a
Mhm.
line like, "Sunshine, you will be on my mind eternally. You remember you and I'll remember me. I want to be on my own." So
Mm.
to me, it sounds like just two people partying. And
Mhm.
you're like, you go on with yourself, I'll go on my own,
Yeah.
and we'll both do some growing, be all right. And there's a line I thought too. To me, it sounds like a relationship, and maybe it just didn't work.
Mhm.
But there's a line that he says, "Get outside your shell. Those things don't make you well."
Oh, wow.
Which I think is really
Yeah.
getting out of your comfort zone and
Yeah.
expanding. Anyway, I
Yeah.
really like that song.
That's so, I mean,
Beautiful.
so many similar themes to what we discussed in
Yeah.
the mountain as you, and the
Yeah.
and being on your own and
Mhm.
going
Yeah.
home and being an introvert and all that
I think I
stuff,
just think
too.
about those things a lot, and I think maybe even selfishly too, because I feel like I pull a lot of growth and just self-reflection. In those areas is always good. I think
Mhm.
just learn a lot about yourself when you look inward.
Mhm. I think some people like just keep going on the like hamster wheel because they don't want to stop. And
Yeah,
Look inside.
yeah.
it is hard,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
I was never an alcoholic or anything, but when
Yeah.
I was younger on tour, I'd be like, let's party, let's,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
have a few drinks every night. Um, and I realized, and I just made a decision at the end of that year to stop. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna drink. I don't know how long, but I'm just not gonna do it right now. And I just all these things came from my childhood, from my current life, my relationship, all this stuff that I had to look at.
Mhm.
That there was no like distraction. I think anything can be distraction. It could be whatever like little bad habit or hobby or whatever you have can be like, I'm gonna go there so I don't have to go here
Right.
Mhm.
inward. But I think when I just removed like at the beginning of last year, I like no nicotine, no drinking, no weed, no nothing.
Wow.
And I just like worked out all the time and just thought about my life and my
Yeah.
insides. And I just learned a lot and unpacked a lot. And I think that's allowed me to, I don't know, to revisit other areas of my life with new clarity, like tour,
Mhm.
like old relationships, like, things in my childhood and stuff like that. It's like you just drop all the bags and suddenly your hands are free and you don't have this weight on your shoulder.
Oh, I love that.
And that's hard. It's hard. It's scary to do that
Yeah.
because that weight, it's familiar. It's almost like, have you ever like, I don't know, worn a weighted vest or had like ankle weights or
Mhm.
something and you're
Mhm.
running or exercise and when you take them off, you're like, oh, like I'm so strong now. I don't know what this feels like. Because you
Yeah.
get so used to having it on that's just normal.
Right.
But as soon as you shed that weight, you're like, I'm so much stronger now. I can do anything.
Mhm.
I think it's similar to that, but emotionally.
Yeah. That's so
I like
cool.
that.
I knew my weighted vest was good for something.
Yeah.
Other than my bone density.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when you're talking about like being introvert versus outrovert,
Extroverted, but
Extroverted.
outroverted is like
yeah,
the new
yeah.
term I learned. That's like the middle.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard ambivert.
Ambivert?
Ambivert.
Like, which is
Ambivert.
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's so, and I think
okay, maybe it's just that.
yeah, but no, I like that one too.
Yeah.
But I relate to that. And I think the older I get too, or the more I've like been able to look inward, like I really like being social and stuff,
Mhm.
but it takes a lot out of you. I think we learned that with COVID, like, or it
Yeah.
was that I was like, no, I do like it, but I need to recharge. Yeah.
Are you ever in like in a social setting and you're having a great time and suddenly you're like, I need to go home? It's just all out of nowhere. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I'll be
And
having the
I'd be
best
like,
time and then
yeah. And I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Or the like saying yes to people.
Yeah.
It kind of feels freeing.
it is
Yeah.
because it's like the pressure we put on ourselves to be or do whatever it may
Yeah.
be. Like just let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different if like, I don't want to go, but I got to show up for this person
Yeah.
because X,
Or
Y,
like
Z.
you have to perform a live show because people
Yeah,
paid.
yeah.
Like you're like, okay, yeah, of course.
But if your friend's like, hey, let's go get coffee, and I'm like, I'm tired, I don't want to go get coffee.
I know.
You can say that.
Yeah.
You're loud.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for showing up today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I know. We're really
I
happy.
wanted to come.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Good.
Well,
Well,
good.
apparently you wouldn't have been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have
yeah.
said no thanks.
Yeah. So any other songs?
Okay, let me think. I have more, but let me just go off the dome.
Yeah.
Cause sad, you could define that in different
Absolutely.
ways. Ooh, there's a song that I used to listen to when I was a teenager when I'd go through breakups called
Mhm.
"There Will Be Another One." I think it's by Bronze Radio Return.
Oh, love
Oh
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Where
I'm
did
trying to
they
remember the
go?
lyrics, but it's like,
You have good taste.
thank you.
Yeah.
But basically, it's just like, look, that one wasn't right. There's gonna be another one. It'll be a better one. You'll find everything you didn't have and are looking for now. And it's
Mhm.
just so comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Which and I guess it's maybe a hopeful song,
Mhm.
but I think I would always listen to it in times where I was sad, so I associate it with being a sad
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. Well, Chance, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks
and
for having me.
So good to see you and so excited
been fun.
for all your success.
Thank
It's
you.
been really nice to see.
Well, happy to be here.
Yeah.
And
Sad
keep
song
going.
Queens.
Yay!
Hey, everybody, let's decompress with Rob.
Rob, what'd you think?
It's funny because I was using compressors on all of your voices, so
Perfect.
That makes
Set into-
sense. Let's decompress then.
We compressed. Now we got to decompress.
decompress.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great conversation. I'm never surprised when an artist is that thoughtful, when that artist has such an inner life as well as the life that we get to see. But it was really fun to hear him reflect on that. And I don't know, I found it really inspiring for somebody on so actively, clearly on his own journey of
Mhm.
growth and development, and the fact that he shares the fruits of that in song, is
Yeah.
a real gift. I thought it was wonderful.
Did you pick up any songwriting tidbits that we might not have?
Well, I think there's something really powerful when you guys engage in the conversation about, this is what we think the song is about, which is so interesting. One of the things that's powerful about a pronoun relationship, of course, is that the writer might be thinking of a very specific you, but because a pronoun is like a silhouette, all of us get to superimpose our you on it. So,
Right.
he can be thinking of God, or, he gave the whole list of
Mm-hmm.
who all the yous can be. And we're going to cast the movie in our minds based
Mm-hmm.
on what we need or what we're feeling in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. And I also like this idea. We do at the songwriting school, we do a lot of exercises where especially if like, oh, I only write ballads or I'm only writing sad songs, perfect for your show, right?
Right.
But sometimes if you think, oh, I couldn't authentically write a song other than how I feel, but imagining, like he said,
Mm-hmm.
what's the advice I need right now? What hand do I wish was resting on my shoulder with this piece of information
Mm-hmm.
or encouragement?
Yeah.
And you can write that song, so you can write it to yourself when you need it. And it was lovely to hear him explore the ways in which he's done that.
Yeah.
I loved hearing you talk about, Laura, how much you appreciate when music feels live, and you both used the word organic.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about the ways in which how can he by himself still replicate the feeling
Mm-hmm.
of that. And so those whole takes, and he doesn't let himself use MIDI anymore,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all the things to sort of be present. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. I feel, because there are some bands that, we get to go see bands too, which for what we use in our day jobs as supervisors, like we don't really need the live, but, just as music lovers, we like to go see shows. But sometimes they're like some artists are so much better live than the recorded. And you're like, no, no, listen. Or I always look for the acoustic version or something because sometimes too many bells and whistles are put on and it's too polished where that feeling in the room, there's nothing that beats that. And
Yeah.
you hope to, especially artists that really, I think like Matt Mason is an example with his new album. He purposely wanted to focus on feeling live. And I think that's what we responded so much to it too.
And
Like,
even just like even if it's not the word live that you mean, it's a group of people in a room together. Even though it's just apparently 10 chances, but
yeah, I know that was,
that kind of
that was
performance.
cool to hear.
Yeah, because music is a conversation, and
Yeah.
it can be a conversation with yourself. That's still a
Yeah.
meaningful conversation. Yeah, I think you're highlighting the fact that we strive for perfection in all these things that we do, but that's never what we're looking for as an end
Right.
user. We want to feel urgency, immediacy, honesty, authenticity.
Oh, wait, I know. Wait, I have one. Because we said this off. I liked your line, or I liked when you brought up for the theory about that the mountain is you, being that you can get in your own way, that's the obstacle. And I didn't even think of that.
Wait, I thought I read your theory and that was what you were saying. But maybe I just read it wrong.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
you interpret it different because
Oh
that's
yeah,
your
that's
lens.
the lens I was looking through.
Yeah.
Well, he talked about like the lyrics to me were feeling like anxiety and the need to let go, right? Like, and so then the accompaniment to that felt like the mountain is you, get out of your own way.
Yeah, which is really good advice
You
for
know,
us all.
Totally. The idea, the Zen koans, they're sort of like riddles and puzzles that embedded in them are incredible wisdom. And the idea that the mountain is you can encompass all of those aspirational things, as
Right.
well as the fact that we're in the way of ourselves sometimes. And what if we are all of that? And the real gentle wisdom of the voice is the fact that we're all of that, and we get
Mhm.
to take part in that process. And the fact that he, as the author,
Mhm.
hadn't conceived of it that way, but he thought, yeah, I see that, I get that, I feel that.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I feel
the
like
power
he
of a song.
did. I feel like he said both.
Mhm.
And that goes to the power of like most things are both and, not
Yeah.
either or.
Yeah.
Well said.
Right. Right. Very good.
Well, I think you guys, the conversation feels so honest and necessary because you're genuinely, authentically present and interested, and it elicits a kind of response that is a really meaningful conversation.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you for joining us today on Sad Song Queens, because you always need a good cry. We will link these songs in our show page as well as our Spotify playlist. Please also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you find podcasts. Huge thanks to Chance Peña and Lydia Frutig, our friends at Secret Road Music, Lynn Grossman, Liz Baylog, Kayla Masnick, Anna Hiltaichik, Thank you to Rob Seals and the Songwriting School of Los Angeles for letting us record live in their studio today. Special production thanks to Rob Seals, David Raymond, Avery Piantadosi, Jordan Lindsley, and our producer, May Rogers.